Through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it aloud. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key. Make the big switch. Power to the people. Time to teach the rich. Legal battles can...
Welcome. Let me try that one again. I'm not certain how the mute button got clicked on that one, but welcome everyone to the Crazy Cryptonaut channel. Very, very excited for today because today is what I'm going to go ahead and we're going to say is day one or the start of zero to retirement. We're trying to achieve going from $0 invested, so we're not putting any money in. We're going to acquire dollars without spending dollars through a variety of different programs in order to start an investment portfolio designed for retirement. This is entirely educational, entirely for fun. Please keep in mind that nothing that we go through on this channel is in any way financial advice. Please consult with a financial professional before making any decisions, but we're going to try and bootstrap our way to retirement. And so we've already started talking about some of these different things, something we've talked about already. And actually, we have two things that we've talked about already. And so I'm going to go through and do a little bit of a recap on those for those that are starting with us on day one. And so we found two different little ways that we could start accruing dollars, value, I should say, probably not use the term dollars, value for our retirement towards any goal, whether that's retirement. For me, it's retirement would be, probably the golden goose, the ultimate to try and achieve for. But hey, for you, it could be a new four-wheeler, whatever that may be. We're going to go about finding a way for you to bootstrap your way towards being able to afford it. And we've had our first two. Our first two were Brave Browser in regards to basic attention token. Let me pull that one up real quick as a reminder for those that do want to see more in regards to that. We'll be talking about it more in the future, but also you can go back to the recording from the 24th of October, 2025, and you'll be able to see a full, long live stream with me talking and answering every different question in regards to it. But this was one of our first ones. We talked about Brave Rewards. We're earning small amounts of rewards just by using the Brave browser and by allowing for advertisements to pop up every once in a while down here. You're going to find these along your journey utilizing it. You can utilize this browser on the phone and on your computer, on your tablet, pretty much on any device you can think of. We went through and we got that one set up in regards to being able to start getting paid for seeing ads. At this point, it says I've chalked up about 31 that have gone through. But remember, I have reset this one. I have been using Brave for many, many, many years, but in the nature of the challenge, I didn't feel like it really made sense to include what I had been earning for free from using Brave for the past, 6 years or so. That didn't count. So I've reset, restarted, and that means at this point in time, I've not brought anything in from that one. For those who are getting off and starting on that journey of using Brave, it's an awesome browser. It really is a no-brainer. All you have to do, essentially, once you're in, is you will create a wallet. Actually, through Brave, Brave has an integrated Brave wallet, and you will enable that Brave wallet for rewards. And then you will come down and you will actually choose in your ad settings how many ads you want to see per hour, etc. And then when you're going about your daily routine, searching the internet, maybe you're at work. You're sitting there researching things for work. You're going to be slowly accruing small amounts of BAT, basic attention token, along the way. Now, this one is not probably going to result in anybody making thousands of dollars a year. Actually, it's highly, highly unlikely, but it does accrue. You will slowly accrue basic attention token, which is on the Ethereum blockchain. It can then be exchanged for any other cryptocurrency you may want, or just held in the form of basic attention token. However you choose to do that one, your personal choice. Me, in terms of the challenge, what I intend to do with my BAT for the foreseeable future is leave it in the form of BAT in my Brave wallet, and just see where we get. And so I'm planning on trying to leave it there for a year. So from the 27th of October of 2025, I'm planning on coming back and removing whatever BAT I've managed to accrue on the 27th of October in 2026. And so for that one, that's what I'm personally doing. I've been using it for many years, so I have experience knowing about what you're going to accrue yearly. This is going to be different depending upon where you live, because that's how the ads work. Essentially, if you're in a region of the planet where cryptocurrency ads or ads on the Brave browser are more valuable, you get 70% of the revenue from ads that Brave pulls in. So it's dependent upon how expensive was the advertisement, depends on how much BAT you receive. So if you're in most of the mainland United States, you're in the highest bracket. I did just realize through this entire journey that moving to Puerto Rico actually changed my bracket of advertisements. And so I actually get paid less for a lot of my crypto ads, at least right now, or on the average. That's not always the case. Sometimes there's major advertising pushes in Puerto Rico, but that's a whole other factor you cannot control. All you can do is switch your browser over to Brave, use it normally, enjoy the ad block features and everything else that it comes with, and enjoy the security that it contains. That was one of our first ones. And so for everybody joining us, that's one thing that, well, I'm doing, and I'm going to be seeing how far it gets us. The other thing that we've already talked about, and the one that currently is by and far the front runner in terms of my current totals and what has been brought in, is the Gemini XRP card, the new Gemini card. And so we talked about this one exactly 1 week ago. And so on the 20th of October, you'll be able to see on the Crazy Cryptonaut a live stream where we talked about this in its entirety and did a little bit of a back look. Go and say, hey, what if we had been using this Gemini card for 10 years? How much money would we have gotten? And what we found out was that if we had been using a Gemini XRP card from the first day of 2015 to the last day of 2024, and we had spent $300,000 average across those years, we would have actually made $410,000 over that 10-year timeline. And that's what kicked this entire series off, was talking about that. Last Monday, talking about that, looking at the numbers, changed the entire perspective of what is it possible to actually start planning a retirement with. Typically, you assume you need excess income. You need money that you don't need to live, that you can squirrel away, invest for the future. Well, that made me think, what if you don't? What if you genuinely don't have that extra income? And, well, what are you going to do? That's where the Gemini card came in. That's what really kind of prompted the thought of this entire challenge. And so let's dive into that one real quick, because we've talked about it. We've done a little bit of the basics, but what I really think we should focus on is why is it currently driving the beginning to this challenge for me. Let's jump over to that one. And so the Gemini card, remember the Gemini card can be had in a multitude of different cryptocurrencies. I am doing it based off of XRP. And so that is a personal choice for anyone out there, but the Gemini card rewards the same across the board. So it's the same percentages regardless of which cryptocurrency you're choosing. But by getting the Gemini card, which is a free card, no fees, no anything. Of course, it is a credit card, and so keep in mind you have to pay your bills. But the great thing about this one is this is a way we could bring in crypto without spending money on our retirement, on our investment. We're not spending money on it. We're only spending the money we have to. And that's what the nature of this one is. And so I made this switch over. I'm only spending what I had to spend anyway. I'm moving over my groceries that I was going to be buying, off of a debit card. I'm saying, well, wait, I'm going to buy those groceries off of my Gemini card now instead. And I'm going to make certain that I pay my bill so that I don't get hit with interest. This allows me to build up cryptocurrency without buying it. I am not doing anything other than what I was already going to do, aka paying to keep the lights on, air conditioning. It gets hot down here in Puerto Rico, so the air conditioning bill is no joke. And so things like that, stuff I have to pay. It doesn't matter that it's because I'm getting a reward. It was going to be paid either way, or Zester was going to be suffering. And so in my mind, that very much adheres to the overall challenge. And so I jumped into this. And let's look at it. What have I done with this since I got into it? I would say I jumped into this program over a month ago now. And so certain things that I talk about, I'll provide some specification. I'll provide some details as we move forward. But I have been participating for over a month now. I've got my very, very, very cool, flashy metal card, it's pretty awesome. I've had 2 people make a comment now when I went to use it, asking how I had managed to acquire such a thing. And so I've got a little bit of experience about how to use it and how I've been using the program. And so first of all, let's just look at the numbers. I moved over my expenses. If I'm going to the grocery store, I use the card, I get 2% back in the form of the cryptocurrency that I've chosen. In my case, I get that back in XRP. 1% on everything normal, 3% on dining, 4% on gas, EV, transit. I think there's a few other little things that come into there, but that's just your base. I have been using it for the past month or so, and to give everyone an exact total, and I'm planning on doing this in a little bit better of a way going into the future. I've been working on a Google spreadsheet table, and so that people can actually go through, put their own numbers in there, etc., as we move along with this challenge. But for now, you're just going to have to go off of my math. I was not happy with my table and with my spreadsheet this morning. It needs a little bit more work, but then come next week, I imagine I'll have a fancy little table up there. But as of right now, I have spent, since acquiring the card, I have spent $481.94. Just to give you an exact, literally the exact amount. And I have been rewarded various percentages for that. These rewards come in automatically when I use the card. I went to the grocery store. Matter of fact, just yesterday, and I made a come on. Let me make sure. Okay. I went to the grocery store just the other day. I got 65 cents in XRP back for my $32 purchase. So I received 0.247535 XRP for just that specific purchase. I have in total at this point received $12.44 of initial value in XRP from the spending of my $481.94. And so $12.44 is what came in from me just using it that way. As a matter of fact, I can probably even kind of show that. As literally you can see 481, and then that is what has actually been spent on the card itself. That netted me the $12. Now, what is above and beyond this, and what is something that is extremely powerful, and I want to point out while we're here, is that I've actually earned, when you go to rewards, $232.80, I suppose. And so the reason for that is because I also have referred people. And this is something that I think everyone in the community should be participating in. because it is a free referral. Every person you refer, they get $50 of their chosen cryptocurrency, and you get $50 of your chosen cryptocurrency. If you refer 5 people, you get a bonus of $250 of your chosen cryptocurrency. So if you were to just refer 5 people to the Gemini card, which is a free card, by the way, they do not, as far as I have seen, they do not even need to have made purchases. They just need to be approved, and they need to receive a statement, even if that statement is blank. If that occurs, they get $50 in crypto, and you get $50 in crypto. Every 5th person is a $250 bonus. So 5 people referred, say, your brother, your sister, whoever it might be, you get to 5, you'll be at $500 of earned cryptocurrency just through this program. Now, I have very much an advantage in this one. I have been working in cryptocurrency for a very, very long time. And so when I joined this program a month or so ago, I had a lot of people to send it out to. And that has definitely skewed that because, well, it's easier for me to go through. I know a lot of people that are into crypto that would be interested. And I do shows like this, where, of course, I'm going to have a link there. But this is something that anyone can participate in. It is free. It's only a win. It's only a win. And so if you literally hammer down on the details, if you take and use a referral link to sign up, you will get $50 for free. So you can start this challenge off with $50 just by being approved. And then each person subsequently that you were to maybe send your link to would add another $50. This is an extremely, extremely easy way to go ahead and get some of your starting funds together. Now, I will go ahead and point out for everyone that does do this, or you send this link to someone, it's inside of your Gemini account. And so after you were to have signed up, you will then go to your card inside of the Gemini application, and you will then go over and it will say refer a friend. It gives you a link. You copy that link. You send that link to said friend, said person, whoever that may be. They go through, they're approved. They will then give you $50. Well, not they, you will receive $50 from Gemini when that person you referred gets their first statement, even if that statement apparently is blank. And I know this because I referred people over a month ago as soon as I found the program, as soon as I got my card. I am now starting to get credit for those people that I referred well over a month ago. So it does have a delay. There is a delay. So if you do go out, you send it to Tim, your neighbor who loves XRP, and Tim signs up, you're not going to get your $50, and Tim's not going to get his $50 until it's been about a month or so, is what it seems like. And so that is different than when you use the card and swipe it. When you swipe it, you are immediately given XRP or whatever other cryptocurrency you have chosen pretty much at the exact moment, and you can track those through your app. And so via that program, I am at $232.80, with $12.44 of that being from me utilizing the card, and $200 of that being from refers, having referred people who have chosen to get a card themselves. Now, you will notice I have only referenced $212 of the $232 that I'm currently at. And that's because, well, the price of XRP is going up. And so while I received these rewards at that value, I'm actually up 9.58% all time on account of the actual price change of XRP. And so that is entirely outside of the challenge. That's just the fact that I was getting paid in XRP and the value of XRP was going up. So those are the two programs that we have currently talked about. We've talked about Brave, which does allow us to earn crypto for free as we utilize the internet, just do our normal stuff. We've talked about the Gemini card, which allows us to earn crypto just as we do our typical spending, but also has the added bonus of having a very, very beneficial referral program that's really a quid pro quo one. And both sides win on this one, regardless of whether they ever decide to use the card or not. Now, there is also one other little program right here that I am going to plan on acquiring. And so it is currently the 27th of October. If you are to spend $200 in crypto in your, or if you are to spend $3,000 in your first 90 days on your card, you will also get a bonus $200 in crypto. I am currently on track to get that based off of just my overall bills and expenditures. So that's a whole other bonus thing that I'll be talking about when I do get it. It's something else to consider if it fits into what you would have already been spending on your cards just to survive on groceries, the power bill, rent, the health insurance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If all of those bills add up to $3,000 in your first 90 days, you've got this extra bonus $200 in crypto that'll be coming your way. And so, how do we kind of get started? I'm going to be talking about our third adventure into this space in a second, but something that I wanted to cover for everyone is how do we make this a bit simpler for you? And so say you have gotten your Gemini card and you want to go out and you want to start adding people, because we're going to find more and more referral programs like this. We're going to have more and more and more. And so what I wanted to do was kind of give everybody a bit of a tip and actually show everyone how you could potentially make this easier to share. So you've met someone, I don't know. I know that Trish has talked about with her brother, having sent that link over to him for Gemini. I know other folks in the community have talked about sending their links over to family members and etc. And some folks in the community have already gotten a couple $100 from the different sharing of their Gemini reward links with folks that they know. But I've got one little recommendation here, because we're going to be adding more and more different links, and something that is free and is very easy for everyone to set up is a link tree. And so y'all will notice that I have always shared link trees with everyone. You'll have seen these a lot with different content creators or people online. You'll notice them. And so what Linktree is a service that just puts all of your links together. Now, there are paid versions of Linktree and there are free versions of Linktree. And so in keeping with the overall tenets of the challenge, we want the free version. Well, I have the very, very slightly paid version for my channels already. And so I'm going to show everyone how to set up an actual new one, a free one. And so if you were to actually just go to my link tree inside of the description, there's this little, I guess it looks like a palm tree to me. And if you click on this palm tree, where it's going to take you is it's going to take you to Linktree to actually set up your own. And so you can click on it and then you can go up and sign up for free and get your own free Linktree. The reason that I am recommending that maybe some folks might want to set this up is because of what you can do once you've set it up. And so you pop in, you're setting up a free one. You could call it, Zester 0 to retire. Not exactly the best one, probably for folks typing it out. I'm not planning on using it. I'm planning on using this as an example. But so, okay, continue. Well, let's try again, maybe. It didn't like that one. Let's try again. Well, let's go back with, Zester 0 to retire. We're not going to use this in the future. I just wanted to be able to show folks what all goes on here so I can kind of give you a good idea of what to expect. Let's see if it works this time. All right. So in this case, well, I'm really it's personal, sharing links with friends and acquaintances. I'm going to click on that, click continue. I don't want none of this free stuff or anything like that, so skip. Free. I'm going to get started with the free option. I can select a template. Everyone here, make your own choice on this one. I'm going to go with, I like dogs. We'll go with Chin here. Now, here, this is something that really doesn't matter all that much in the personal situation of what we're trying to use this for, but you can also include this. You could also go ahead and click some of these at this point, but you don't have to. Now, we can add links here, but I'm just going to go ahead and skip. We're getting it straight to the end. We're going to continue building this link tree and now see what we can do here. And this is the reason I wanted to share it with everyone. This is a free tool that will help you out, because I can go here and I can go, okay, I'd like to add a link. All right. I would like to add my Gemini card link. Now, in your situation, this would be your link that you got from the app. You would take your link, you would copy the link, you would come back over to your link tree, and you would post your link in here. Now, click the link. I have created this link. I can go in, I can edit what it is called. Gemini credit card, get $50, get $50 free crypto. Now, and I could have changed that to whatever, and bam, I now have a link tree with this crazy, insane name and all of that doesn't make any sense, but that you could send to someone, and they would then, oh, no, that's not what I was trying to do. So I could copy. There we go. Let's copy. I could send this link to someone just as a simple website link, and it would contain all of my referral links. And so for everyone out there that does want to participate in any of the different referral programs, which I think you should, you're not selling anything. This is a free thing. You just hear somebody in passing, they're going over crypto, or you're out and you're spending money with your Gemini card, buying groceries, somebody says something, you give them the link, you could earn $50 for free for having done so. It's a very easy way of really, really changing how this challenge works. This challenge becomes a lot easier when we add in the ability to refer. And it is free. You're not doing anything, and you're actually kind of helping people out, because I did something silly. When I signed up for the Gemini card, I did not use someone's link. And so you know what? I should be sitting at $282 earned, but I didn't use someone's link. So you're getting someone something free. This is a nice way. And now when we go over to the next one, we go over to whatever that next referral link is, that next program we talk about. Well, bam, you're set up and ready. You're just going to come over here and you're going to go back. You're going to go to your administration for it, and you're going to add your next one. You're going to add your next one. And so this little link tree will become your evolving one-stop shop of all of your different links. It's also very easy to come back here and check to see if your links are working right. You click on it, it pops over, and you verify that it says, oh, referred by some guy named Zachary. Perfect. It's working properly. This is just a free tool that will make the process of sending out something like that a lot easier, especially as we start to get more items on the list. You'll be able to more easily send it out. So that's a very easy one. Remember, you just go to the link tree that's in the description, which will be mine. You'll click on the little palm tree in the left-hand corner. That'll give you the option to sign up for a free account. Make certain you choose free. You don't need anything else. You don't need analytics. You don't need all that stuff. It's useless. Choose the free option. We're good to go. You'll then have an easy to send link. That way you save that on your phone. You save that on your computer. You could put that in the description of every email you send out if you really wanted to get that aggressive, but you don't have to. Of course not. This is just a way that you can supplement this. And the numbers really show. I spent $480 some. I've brought in about $12.50 through using the card, but I brought in $200 from sending that link out to people I know, and I'm not asking them to buy anything that they weren't going to. So there you go. That's just something that I wanted to share as a tip for everyone as we start this journey. I am going to be doing this. I'm going to be, as we go out and we talk about another program, that's working well, that has anything referral based to it, we're going to add it here. And so this is just the beginning. Right now, we got one link. Well, each week, we're probably going to be adding a new link to this, and it's very easy to do. You just go right back, copy, paste, bada bing, bada boom, your next link's ready, and you didn't have to send anything. So if you've sent this link to your brother, your Linktree link, you made your little Linktree, you sent it to your brother signed up for Gemini, and then you went and you added 3 more links to different things. Well, that same link that you already sent your brother, say months ago, it's going to populate with all of your new links. That way, people can also keep up with you. They can join in. And so, all right, that was one. It's kind of it's a small thing, but I think that it might be very helpful for folks. It makes it a lot simpler. It also makes it very simple, as I said, to come back and check to make certain everything's working for you. Because you can just pop right back to the page and check on it all. All right. Now, we've gone over our 2 things that we've started with. We know essentially where we're at. We're at $232.40 because primarily of the Gemini card at that point. That is our number 1 absolute slam dunk, but we're just getting started. And so for today, I'd like to talk about airdrops. Airdrops are going to be, well, airdrops are a very interesting way to potentially bring in free crypto dollars, but they've got a lot of pitfalls. And so we're going to talk about that one for just a little bit. Right now, we're going to talk about some of the major airdrop sites to check into. And of course, we'll do a slight recap on what an airdrop actually is. And so, first things first, what even really is an airdrop? And so I went ahead and just said, hey, what are some current airdrops to join? What an airdrop is when a company is out there marketing, trying to get people to know about their cryptocurrency, know about what they're doing. They will offer free tokens, free coins, essentially as a way of marketing to you, of bringing you into the ecosystem, of adding an extra holder. And what they'll often do is they'll make you complete tasks in order to accomplish it. And so sometimes those tasks are free and easy. Share their Twitter link, like and subscribe, things like that. Sometimes they're very, very simple. Sometimes they're not. And, well, there are always a lot of these going on. We've talked about the Midnight airdrop in the past. That one was very, very unique because it was based off of all the different blockchains you had previously held cryptocurrencies on. But what there are out there and are very, very popular, I've heard people in the community ask me about some of these different ones, are things like airdrops.io. And so we're going to explore some of these big airdrop sites, and we're going to see kind of whether they make sense or not. And I think in doing so, people will understand more and more about what an airdrop is. I will say, keep in mind, some of the things we explore on this journey to retirement may not be worth our time. And in this situation, I don't want to give too much foreshadowing, but that's kind of where this one actually leans towards. When it comes to airdrops, they are a very, very, very fickle business. And so airdrops.io, it's the biggest website for this. There's a lot of different ones out there. But what it does is companies that are offering airdrops come over here and they post on this site. And now each one you'll notice has different things you need to do in order to actually earn the airdrop. So let's just choose one as an example. Bybit right here says it's the hottest airdrop around. And so what Bybit does is it gives you these rules. Reach these steps and you'll be a part of the airdrop. Well, notice what this one says you need to do. You need to register via the link. Okay, that part's free. You need to complete social tasks. Follow airdrops on X, join the Telegram channel, all free. Well, then look here at step 3. You need to trade over $50,000 of volume on Bybit between a specific time period. That does not fit well into the challenge, and that really does not even fit well into the definition of an airdrop. And this is going to be many of the ones you see here. Bybit right here, that one's going to essentially require you to spend money to get anything. We can go through a lot of these, and you're going to notice the same thing. So Gcoin down here, Gcoin actually seems like it may not require us to spend money. Gcoin, we access PlayW3. We go to playw3.com, click the connect button, view the mission, verify your mission. Doesn't ask us to spend any money at any point. Then I get to spin a wheel. Every day I spin the wheel, I get more airdrop Gcoins as a reward. Okay. Now this seems like something that I could potentially participate in. This kind of makes sense. All right. It sounds like it's free. It sounds like I don't need to spend any money, but there's still going to be some overall dangers here for participating. And that is, well, I'm heading off to playw3.com, and I don't know what playw3.com is all about. And so I'm over here, and now I can go through and complete the tasks. Essentially, I can go through the list. I can click connect button. I can get a wallet created for me, go through the setup, etc., go through all of these steps, and potentially I might end up earning some crypto from it. Now, this in and of itself is a little bit of a dangerous task, because you're kind of going through here and you are just looking at different random links and you're clicking on them and you're signing up for random services. You're signing up for buttloads of email lists and things of that nature. And you could very easily go to a random site. That's why I would say, before anyone even considers going on an airdrop journey, there are two very, very important steps that are necessary. One step is that you need to make certain that your overall malware and etc. on your computer are in a good condition. And I would also say, in that same vein, that I would highly recommend using a browser like Brave that is designed to protect you from going to malicious websites. That would be the whole first thing, because just as you saw here, I got sent off to some random website to complete some random tasks. That's a little sketchy right off the bat. I don't know. And well, Airdrops.io very publicly states they're not positive that all of these services are legitimate or not, but they're compiling them. And they do have a little methodology here of essentially how many people are saying that the airdrop works or not. These things are designed to kind of protect you, but keep in mind, they're not entirely. And so you're going to need to make certain that you're keeping your web browser safe, that you're keeping your computer safe if you're participating in these airdrop websites of this nature. Absolutely. Furthermore, many of these different airdrops are going to require you to connect a hot wallet. So they're going to require you to connect, say, a MetaMask wallet to a service you may or may not trust. And you absolutely should not trust, most likely. And so another very important step, if you're going to participate in these random airdrops, is to also create a wallet that is entirely separate from your other assets. And so a very important tip, whenever you are participating in airdrops of these natures on these types of websites, you are taking a risk in terms of your computer, and never use your actual crypto wallet. Make certain that you have made a burner wallet. Use a service like MetaMask. Create a free wallet. Use that free wallet to sign up for the airdrop. Do not go and sign up for airdrops with your main wallet. Very important step when you are going through and doing any of these, if you so choose to do them. There are other websites out there. There is, I believe we've got a DAP Radar over here. More and more different airdrops that are going on. I would say, from going through them throughout this weekend, the vast majority of the different airdrops that are being advertised on these websites require you to spend money, buy something, do something. Very, very few of them tend to be genuinely free. Now, there are absolutely airdrops out there that will occur in the coming weeks, months, years, and etc. that are free. and that are genuinely easy to participate in. You follow somebody on Twitter, etc., you get your tokens. They happen all the time. They've happened in history. It is a real thing. But airdrops very much cannot be counted on as being a regular occurrence, or even a way that we can really calculate in terms of what we could potentially be bringing in towards our challenge through. And so through airdrops, we're going to have a very hard time really calculating what we could potentially achieve, but they are out there. And so something that I would highly, highly recommend, because the vast majority of good airdrops are not going to be found on these websites. They're not going to be found on airdrops.io or DAP Radar or CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. That's not where you're going to find them. The vast majority of the really good airdrops you're going to find through time and effort and research in the cryptocurrency markets. Well, that is an extremely difficult task for one person. That is an insanely difficult task for any singular person, even if they're using all of the best researching tools out there. And so we're going to be doing inside of the crypto Telegram room, we're going to have a conversation essentially on this one. When you find an airdrop out there, when you find a program that you think we should research, we're going to post it over into the Telegram. That way I can go through it. That way other people can go through it. They can check. They can see if they've heard about it. They can go and check on it, and then we can talk about it. And so essentially the best way to go about it with the airdrops is really a community-based focus and a lot of the different referral programs. And so I would definitely say, folks, if you do want to be joining along, if you've found different programs that you want me to dig into and see what I think about and see if maybe they're ones we should be participating in, take those over to the Telegram room, and specifically in the crypto chat over there. We may end up being annoying and having to figure something else out or a better place to put all of that research. But for now, that's the go for now. Because when you find an airdrop, you hear about one, we really need to compile them. Because throughout all of my research throughout the weekend, I did not find a single one of these accumulating airdrop websites that was legitimate more than, less than 10% of the time the airdrops were legitimate. And so it turned into very, very much a game of really trying to find a needle in a very, very confusing and very malware-filled haystack. And so from what I have seen on these airdrop major websites, the airdrop.io, the DAP Radar, the other ones of that nature, I would personally say that I'm not very interested in keeping up with them. I have been unable to find any major successes on those websites. But I have found throughout history, when it comes to airdrops, that there have been countless airdrops that were absolutely worth the time participating in. We recently talked about the Midnight token, which was a big pain in the butt for all of us XRP holders. But for many people that were Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano holders, was a great example, a great introduction to how airdrops can be conducted. There are other examples of those that will come in the future. And that's where we'll be posting those things and talking about those together as a community. When I see one and one pops up, we're going to be jumping on it. We're going to be talking about it. But, and I think that this is absolutely everyone's choice. Remember, I'm just here educating. You can choose to go through these different airdrop sites. Airdrop.io, DAP Radar appear to be the two largest ones that I found that seem to be fairly legitimate. And that's the very, I'm definitely pushing the definition. You can participate. Make certain that you're using a web browser that is secure. Make certain that you are being very careful with your personal information. Make certain that you are using burner wallets in order to participate in these things. You absolutely can. And I think that probably someone out there would succeed doing it. But ultimately, this does not seem to be a very, very viable way of regularly adding to our Zero to Retirement challenge. in terms of these websites. And so not everything that we dig into is going to be a win. Airdrops are one that I had been being asked about by the community for a very long time. Folks have been asking about airdrops. Where do I get into airdrops? How do airdrops work? Is there a place to go in order to essentially compile them? Well, there really isn't, unfortunately. These sites exist, but they don't really do a great job of compiling ones that are worth the time or actually are a free airdrop. And so I highly recommend on that one. We will be talking about airdrops throughout this challenge. There will undoubtedly be airdrops that we participate in, but I am going to essentially give the idea of mass signing up for airdrops, at least from my perspective, does not seem to be a viable strategy for achieving the long-term goal. It takes a lot of time. It's very dangerous. And all it takes is one mistake when it comes to the security aspect. And now suddenly we may have lost everything that we earned through far more legitimate means, like using our card, like using our Brave rewards, and things of that nature. So definitely join the Telegram. There will be conversation, and I will announce them here. I will be announcing them. Everybody, you'll be posting them. Absolutely. They'll be talked about here, but that's another way to keep up with them and another way to be able to send me different ones that you find. That's really what's going to make this the easiest for everyone. If we all are out there and, if I see one pop up, say I get a Brave ad pops up in the corner and says, hey, airdrop. I click on it, find out that it's a really, really good deal. It's a free one. It's one we can all participate in. I take that link, I share it over for the community, and now everyone gets to benefit. I hope that everyone out there can do the same whenever you find one. You find something like that, share it. We'll dig into it. All right, though. That was my go-to on the airdrop front. I know that one, a little bit of a bummer in terms of the ones to dig into, but it was one of the most highly recommended from a lot of folks. When it came down to it, folks were asking a lot. Hey, this is free. You're trying to do it for free. Airdrops should obviously make a lot of sense. It's free money. It is when they're legitimate. It's ascertaining when they are legitimate that's going to be the hardest part. And so that's why we dug into that one at this point. We are, though, and I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know, we're going to be talking about essentially an airdrop in the next couple of days. As a matter of fact, we're going to be going through and we're going to be digging in to the midnight scavenger mine on Friday of this week. So the scavenger mine, the second phase of the night token distribution, is targeted to launch October 29th. This phase will be open to everyone requiring only a web browser on a desktop or laptop computer and an internet connection. No prior technical experience or ecosystem affiliation is needed. And so this is, I guess it's not really an airdrop at this point, but this is a way that we can earn free crypto. There's a caveat here. We're going to be talking about that caveat more and more on Friday. But so on October 29th, so 2 days, that will be on Wednesday, the scavenger mine is set to go live. Now we have a show on Wednesday. I will be doing Q&A and the crypto news on our Wednesday show because it will be a brand new program. On Friday, we will be diving into the scavenger mine for Midnight Network and seeing what all we can earn during this month-long program. The scavenger mine is only going to last for a month. And so this is going to be a very, very time-sensitive addition to our Zero to Retirement Challenge. But we're going to jump into it. We're going to see what all we can possibly get out of it. The 29th is when it's set to go live. I don't know if it's going to go live at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 29th or midnight, on the 29th. So we're going to cover it on the 31st. So our Halloween special will be talking about this scavenger mine on the midnight airdrop. So as a heads up, everybody can already know where that one is going to be and what we're going to be talking about ahead of time. Now, I'm going to cover, just for a few, a little bit of news after I say a few hellos, because I know things are going to be a little different now. With jumping in straight to the conversation, I am missing getting to say hello to everybody. And so for everyone out there, sorry I didn't get quicker to it, but good morning, Kukla. Good morning, Trish. Kukla, Tina, Tino, and Tommy are doing well. Doing well. As a matter of fact, Tommy came through a few times during the stream today, but I imagine Tina and Tino are probably conked out, sleeping on the couch, as they tend to prefer to do around this time of day. What's up, Mary Jones? Oh, my. Kukla doing lots of bacon. I'm ready for some lemon muffins. You don't have to twist my arm. What's up, Crazy Chester? Mile High Trish. It's been fun seeing what I'm earning with my Gemini card each time I use it. It really is. It changes the perspective. It makes it feel a little bit better when you're going and you're noticing what the price of eggs is this week. You're like, well, the price of eggs may be high down here in Puerto Rico, but I am getting back that sweet 2% in XRP for it. It does. It's fun to keep up with. And I will say, if you connect a bank account to the Gemini card, you can actually set up auto pay. And so I have mine now set as auto pay. So I don't even worry about it. As long as I'm only spending the money on things I'm supposed to be spending it on, I don't worry about it. I don't even have to fret about making certain I don't get hit with an interest fee or anything. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning. Hey. Yep. Everybody was seeing Tommy. Tommy is too much fun. Hey, howdy there, Neil Brooks. Coming in from rainy Grant, North Carolina. Well, I don't know. It's a good time of the year over there in North Carolina, Neil. I hope you're doing well. And so, Neil, my referrals aren't showing up. How long does that take? Neil Brooks, it takes until they receive their first statement. And so, yes, it absolutely is delayed, Neil. It takes until they receive their first statement. And so that is where I have been also confused, because when you get your referral update, it doesn't tell you who they are. And so it's very hard to go back and figure out who it was that I had first sent the links to that is signing up. Neil, what I would say is everybody that has signed up, that has sent me a message, the numbers seem to be adding up, but there are a few people I have that have signed up, been approved, and I have not seen anything come through. And so, Neil, it does seem to be delayed in that one. I would not fret on it because they do pop up. At least they have been for me up to this point, just heavily delayed. You will receive an email also saying, hey, one of your people just got their statement. Congratulations, you just got $50, and they just got $50. Oh, well, howdy there, Tino. What's up, buddy? Tino, you've not come and visited for a morning one in a while. What's up, buddy? All right. Holistic. I'm wondering if you had already given an explanation about how the gentleman who had over 1 million XRP stolen from his cold wallet, how to prevent it from happening to us. Holistic. I have not addressed that one. I know I have received an email or so about it, and I've received also from some folks in the community talking about different things of that nature. Holistic, the universal is that they gave up their information somehow. That's how it works. So I haven't dove into it because when it comes down to it, the answer is they messed up. They may not have messed up on purpose, but they messed up because inherently for someone to have removed XRP directly from your cold wallet, he would have either had to sign an agreement, sign a transaction allowing it to happen. He'd have had to have done that himself, or someone managed to access his 24 words. Those would be the only logical explanations, Holistic. I'll have to dive in. Maybe this is a more specific situation, though, than what I'm thinking about. And so holistic, I don't want to not get you an answer. I'm just not certain which situation you may be referring to on that one, because I've been getting a lot of emails from folks recently and a lot of different messages from folks that have been seeing different issues with stolen XRP. And so maybe if we could get if you could point me in the right direction to which story, holistic, I'll give you a better answer. Hey there, Amy. Hi, Amy V. I have a newbie question. What network do you all suggest I select for my wallet in Brave? Oh, AV. Well, that's a great question, and welcome, Amy. And so when you're selecting the different network inside of Brave, and I'm assuming you're talking about the different blockchain networks. Now, the one that you will want to select in order to see your basic attention token should be the Ethereum network, the Ethereum blockchain. And welcome, Amy. I hope that one helps. And please do ask questions all along. Neil Brooks, yes, sir. I know this is what you're talking about. I've been buying a lot of HBAR, trying to put it on a Ledger Nano X, having difficulties. I think I need a third-party app. Neil Brooks, I actually do have a video on that one, but I don't know if my video is still up to date. I think it is, because I've still received comments every once in a while on the video. But let me... there it was. All right. So Neil, over here, way back, how to crypto tutorial for storing your HBAR, your hardware. I'm going to post that link into the chat. But Neil, let me know if something has changed. Maybe I need to do an update to this video, in which case just let me know on that one. And I'll jump on that one, Neil. All right. All right, Randy Bly. I'm having trouble getting up to speed with XRP. Do you have a Crypto 101 type podcast I can start with? Oh, hey, Randy, I totally get that one. It's one of those learning experiences where it's extremely daunting at first. And so, Randy, don't let that get in your way. Keep in mind that essentially it's once you start to get the terms down and you start to get the basics, it'll become a lot easier to go through and understand it. And so, Randy, I've done a lot of streams where we've talked about the types of different basics of crypto. But what I would highly recommend, Randy, is actually going over to my live videos on the Crazy Cryptonaut channel on YouTube or wherever and scrolling all the way back to some of my initial live streams. They're old, at least in terms of the internet nowadays, but I go through like crypto slang terms, all the different words and definitions, a lot of those little basics. The other one, Randy, is Wednesday will be entirely Q&A and those types of basics. And so I'm thinking that's going to become a regular occurrence throughout each week, is that Wednesdays are going to essentially be that day. Monday and Fridays, we're going to be talking about things to do with crypto, things we can do to be earning some free cash, stuff like that. But on Wednesdays, I think we're going to leave those as being very much 101 Q&A days. So thank you so much for joining, Randy. Check out some of those early videos. And also Wednesdays. I think Wednesdays are going to be a very helpful stream for you. They're, of course, recorded, so you don't have to be here live. All right. Oh, that's an important one there. Holistic. Turns out Gemini is not yet offered in Canada. That is good to know, Holistic. Very, very sorry to all of the Canadians on that one. But that's where it's going to be so helpful having everybody, because I'm not certain. I don't know. Oh, Neil Brooks says, Zester, I'm taking the XRP camper fishing this week. Thank you. That is awesome, Neil. For those that haven't been wrong, Neil's been following along. Neil started buying a lot of XRP back in the day, and did all right. And so he has a camper that was paid for by XRP, and that's too awesome. I hope you catch something good and make certain. Well, hopefully, yeah. This time of year, you should have some pretty good options. I don't know where you're going for that fishing trip, Neil, but have a crappy have a crappy fish fry for me if you have any luck with the bluegills. Definitely do. All right. Oh, it's a wrap for you, Kukla. Thank you so much for joining along and hanging out with us, Kukla. Thank you. And all right, guys, I'm going to hit a news article or two real quick, and then I'm going to run off on you. I'll be back again, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. And again on Friday, remember, we're going to be talking about the scavenger mine for Midnight Token. And so very excited about that one. Don't know what we're going to be able to expect to get in terms of a return on this. No idea. But we're going to mess around and find out, I suppose. There's no other way to do it. And it's a short-term opportunity because it's only going to last for a month. So want to jump on it quickly and, well, find out whether it is going to be a heck of a good opportunity or not. But for our two news articles of the day, we have got crypto ETPs are doing extremely well on the Bitcoin side. Remember last week, everything was outflowing. Well, already we have seen a massive surge starting into the different Bitcoin ETPs with 931 million in last week's. And that is after 513 million in outflows from the week before during our very unpleasant time in the cryptocurrency markets. And so we're seeing a generalized turnaround. You can see that already in the numbers. We've got Bitcoin at 115,000 once again. XRP, well, the sales are starting to go away, sitting at $2.67 as of right now. And so the market is starting to turn, and we're seeing that in terms of the dollars flowing in. You got to love the blockchain and being able to actually verify these things. And so we can see the money's coming in, and, well, it's showing up on the charts as well. Trump linked American Bitcoin adds $163 million in BTC, boosting its treasury above $445 million. Trump-linked Bitcoin miner and treasury company American Bitcoin added 1,414 BTC to its holdings, bringing its total stash to 3,865 Bitcoin. And so the mining and treasury company, co-founded by Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., they're throwing big dollars and a lot of weight behind Bitcoin and Bitcoin into particular. I think this is an important one as we continue to look forward, that we all keep in mind that there are a lot of different cryptos out there, and there's a lot of different applications of blockchain technology. Trump is seemingly backing a lot behind Bitcoin, but also Ethereum and also XRP. He is in no way putting all of his eggs in one basket. He is throwing quite a large net, and I guess that means he's planning on catching maybe some fish that he's going to throw back. But also it may mean that he's planning on keeping all the fish because they all have value in his minds. Just one that I wanted to point out. I know a lot of folks do tend to have kind of a fan favorite when it comes down to it. And I'm the same. I have cryptos that I think a lot of and cryptos that I don't think a lot of. And, well, it's always good to remember to keep an open mind because, well, that's one heck of a bet coming from the Trump family on Bitcoin at this point in time. And for our last little news article there, retail must partner with fintechs or prepare to fail. Corporate scale has become an innovation liability as bureaucracy stalls retail payment evolution. Fintech partnerships offer the only escape from irrelevance. We're seeing this all over the place, guys. You're seeing that right there with your Gemini card. What is this? This is fintech. This is fintech. And that's why I wanted to include this article, because this is what you're seeing massively. You're seeing the partnership of these different financial technology-based companies, these Web3 companies, and the old guard of brick and mortar. In this case, the old guard would be MasterCard and things of that nature. You're seeing it happen. It's going to only ramp up. And it's going to become one of the major factors in terms of whether a corporation is going to succeed in the new system or not. It's going to be based off of these different financial technology companies that are going to be providing a lot of the services and solutions for the new system. And so with all of that, I have gone far too long this morning at over an hour. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please do remember to like and subscribe, things like that. Leave a comment, go over and join the Telegram, and let me know in the comments things that would help you. So I'm putting together an Excel spreadsheet for everybody to be able to use themselves on their own end. It'll be very easy to use. Things like that. If you think of other ones, let me know. Otherwise, love you guys. Very excited for this journey. And I cannot really imagine where we're going to be if we look further down the road. A few months' time, I have a feeling we're going to be looking at thousands of dollars that we've managed to put together without having actually spent any money to do it. I really think that this is actually going to work. Maybe not as a all in and of itself plan to retire. Maybe not. But I think it's going to prove to be a very, 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 very substantial portion being added and being included towards a long-term financial plan. And so, love you guys. See you guys on Wednesday.